Number guessing game in Java. I'll go ahead and run it first, and then I'll run through the code real quick here. Let it compile. Welcome to the Guess the Number game. Your goal will be to guess the correct number as fast as possible. Don't worry, hints will be given out. Ask you to choose a level between 1 and 10, with a warning that difficulty increases after level 5. So let's do a couple run-throughs. Let's start with level 1. So guess a number between 0 and 10, so not too hard. 5, too high, so let's do 3. Well, so we have 4. And there it goes. Says you took 3 tries. You found the correct answer. That is supposed to be displaying the guesses. I gotta work on that real quick. Would you like to play again? Let's go ahead and just say yes. Here. Let's choose a higher one. Let's say level 7. Okay, so now we're doing 0 and 150. Let's start out at 75. Too high, 35, too low. 6, too high, 45, too high again, 40, 43, and 42. There we have it. And then let's play one more time. Let's do level 10. So obviously just going between 0 and 1,000 there. We'll play through that whole one because that could take a while. Here's the code. I'll break it down into the functions here. So here's my main method. We have the play game set to true. We're going to first call the intro, so I'll open that one up here, where you're just printing out the introduction to the game. And then we have our loop here, where we're going to go through, we have our guesses already created. First, we're going to go into our setup here. So here's our setup, where we're prompting them for the level, asking for their input, and then using a switch case, determining level 1 is up to value 10, going all the way up to 1,000. In the case of error, to set it for a nice level or max guess of 100. So kind of in the middle there a bit. And then that will be returned here to our main function. We're going to actually pass that on to our next function, the random generator, which is just going to generate a random number between 0 and that max 1. And we're going to use both of those, including that array for the guesses that we already made, into the following one, which is where most of the work is actually coming into play here. So we're going to start off our guess count just as a negative number, just so it doesn't start out onto something that could possibly be the correct number. And then the number of guesses is obviously starting at 0. We're just going to loop through and going to give the prompts of too high or too low. And then we're going to add those guesses and add the count to the total number of guesses. And then printing out the congratulations there at the end. And then lastly, we're just going to do the prompt play again. So once they've completed their first game, we're going to tell them how many number of guesses it took, what their guesses were. I need to work a little on there, as well as then ask them if they'd like to play again. And depending on what they return there, it will just send it back to the do list again. Let me just run another example here. Make a quick example. So, in case you want to say no, that also works, and it will just end the program there. And that's my code.